I want to share with you the 30 lessons that I've seen first-time homebuyers learn over the past 10 years as a realtor. I literally could have done an entire video on each of these, but I wanted to do a rapid fire, if you will, of a bunch of these tips and thoughts for anyone looking to buy a home for the first time. And if you think it's going to be an epic waste of time, I put the entire list in the description below in an epically random order, so you end up watching the video anyway. And I know some of you that watch this are going to be like, Tyler, there's conflicting information that you're giving us. I know. Don't sue me, bro. Every first-time home buyer is different. So I wanted to give a variety of tips and insights that would fit a variety of scenarios as you go on your own unique journey of homeownership. Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here, the real estate guy, helping you make better real estate decisions. And if you're even thinking about making a purchase, please reach out. Give us a call, text, or email, or comment below. We have people from all over the country, all over the world that are constantly reaching out, and I absolutely love it. But guys, without further ado, let's just jump right into the video. You can actually buy a home with as little as 3.5% for a down payment. But while putting 20% down may be a good idea, for some people that seems a very large and overwhelming amount that they have to save, and it actually prevents you from actually going out and buying a house. So 3.5%, and you can be a homeowner. As a first-time home buyer, there are many first-time home buyer programs that are state-ran, and every state is going to have one. So you could save up to 5% a down payment amount in some cases in your area. And you can find that link in the description below, and we'll point you to your specific state's first-time homebuyer programs. Don't be the biggest house on the block. If you're one of the smaller homes or mid-range homes, you're gonna have other homes and bigger homes that are going to pull up the value of your home in that neighborhood. If you're the biggest house on the block, well, guess what? The little guys are going to be pulling you down. You may think working with your best friend as a realtor is a no-brainer, right? That they got my back. Well, they don't have your back on the things they may not know about. So the number one thing you need to look for when considering working with a realtor is experience. Somebody that's gonna be able to guide you through all the ins and outs and know the things that you're not gonna know. And then good looks would be a close second. Now, there are a couple things that are actually going to be coming out of your pocket during this escrow or closing period, outside of the closing costs that we discussed before. You're going to expect probably to have an inspection, and that's going to be coming out of your pocket at the time of the inspection. The other expense that you're going to see is the appraisal. When you order the appraisal, the bank is going to ask for a check right then and there. Plan on saving at least 5%, 3 to 5% for a down payment. And then on top of that, you're going to want to also save an additional $7,000 to $15,000 depending on the purchase price for your closing cost. Yes, you do have to pay for down payment and your closing cost. So if you're looking at a home of about $200,000, you're gonna be saving about $17,000 to $20,000 altogether, and that is the money that you're gonna need to be able to buy a home. This is a real number that you can actually take to the bank and start saving for. Don't just get your mortgage at the bank you bank with. Don't assume that they're gonna take care of you. There's a reason why they offer free checking at almost every bank. There's a greater chance that they're going to be able to get your business for other things if they provide this free checking. And they may not even have the lowest rates. So compare between banks so that you know you're going to get the best experience possible. Guys, investing in real estate is one of the fastest ways to build long-term wealth as an individual. And it makes sense. There are more millionaires in real estate than any other industry. However, the monetary cost to actually get started in real estate is really high, 20% in some cases. So instead of just waiting or not doing anything at all, consider saving money by putting into the stock market. You can get 2 free stocks right now by investing in Webull, valued up to $1,600, and I've had people say it takes about 5 minutes to get started, which is pretty sweet. Once that grows and you start building your net worth, take that money and then invest it into real estate, physical real estate, which is my preferred method of investing. It is a better investment to buy a home that needs a little love, a little TLC, than a home that is already updated and decked out to the nines. You're gonna pay a premium for that type of house today, while buying a home that needs a little love is gonna pay you dividends in the future over the long run. When looking at homes, consider the bones of a home or the flow of the house more important and more valuable than the updates or the design of a home that you may be seeing. Those things can be changed at a very minimal cost at a later date compared to having to move walls or inconveniences that you may have to live with just because you love the design of a home. I can't tell you how many times I've worked with my first-time homebuyer clients buying their second home, and the first thing they tell me is drop zones. We want space to drop our keys, our mail, our kids' shoes, their backpacks, coats, hangers, all that stuff. Drop zones become significantly more important to first-time homebuyers on their second purchase. Realtors are not hourly and they're not salary. They're 100% commission. So be sure to show your appreciation and tell them how grateful you are for helping them through this process. And I promise you, by showing your appreciation to them, they're gonna work harder and put your best interest at heart when you show your appreciation to them. If you don't have a realtor already and you would like to be connected to a realtor I would trust, well, reach out to us in the comments, send me an email, or hit the link in the description, and we'll be sure to connect you with somebody that you can trust and that is experienced and will get you across the finish line. Consider buying a home that's 7 years or newer. Why? Well, the majority of the big expense items that you have in a house, siding, roof, windows, furnace, AC, all have a lifespan of anywhere from 20 to 30 years or so. So if you buy a home that's only 7 years old, all of these items are only 7 years old. And by the time you're going to sell it, they'll still be in really good condition that you won't have to replace it for the next buyer to buy your home. Inspections can be a very scary thing for a first-time home buyer. When you start hearing terms and things and hear about water and mold and stuff you've never even considered, and it's all on a piece of paper showing everything that's wrong with the house, it can be overwhelming. Most of these things should not be considered a deal breaker where you would walk away from the home. In most cases, it's expected to see many of these inspection items show up on a summary report when you're buying a home that's 20, 30, 50, 100 years old. So this is the point in time that you really need to lean into your realtor. Trust their expertise, trust their recommendation, and lean on them to guide you through this process. Your home's value is directly correlated to your neighborhood. It's better to have an average home that's surrounded by beautiful lawns and upkept homes compared to buying a stunning house that is surrounded by unkept lawns and houses in disarray. Buying a house is the American dream. Don't get caught up though in the myth that owning a home is how you begin to build and establish your family. Home is where the heart is, where your family is. So embrace your family's lifestyle, embrace where your family is going, and build your family where your family's at. Now, at the end of the day, you're buying a monthly payment. Even though you're looking at purchase prices and you're like, I don't want to go over 200,000, I don't want to go over 150, you're buying a monthly payment. A monthly payment is what you're going to be living with over the course of 30 years. Here, think of it another way. If you said you're not going to go over 200,000, but your realtor comes to you and says, hey, we can get this deal put together by going at 201, well, that $1,000 increase in price is gonna increase your mortgage by only $6 a month. Practically nothing. Now listen carefully. Your parents do care about you getting the perfect home, about getting a safe and secure home, making sure there isn't any extra or outrageous repairs. But at the end of the day, you're the one buying the home. You're the one paying for the mortgage and gonna be living there every single day. So buy a home that you want. Parents are always going to find the potential negatives or the potential concerns in just about every house you see. So consider looking at homes without your parents and then bring your parents to your favorites at the end. When you're talking to the different banks around town, don't get your credit pulled every single time. Have the first bank pull your credit or get your free credit report and find out what your credit score is, and then approach the banks and say, hey, I have a credit score of 720, 680, whatever it may be. What kind of interest rate can you give me? You see all these YouTube videos of the hidden fees that they never tell you about. The reality is, guys, there are no hidden fees. Everything's fully disclosed and you'll know about everything. However, there are a lot of fees, and some, in my opinion, can be unnecessary. You have your origination fee from a lender, the processing fee, the underwriting fee, the broker admin fee. These fees, while important to the servicer, may not be necessary in every case. Don't be afraid to ask questions. You've never done this before. Your realtor is supposed to be there to guide you through the entire process. Ask questions like, I don't understand, or can you say that again, or this doesn't make sense. There's no bad question to ask, and it's very important to me, and I'm sure many other realtors, that you understand exactly what you're doing. Consider paying a higher price when you put an offer on a house, to then ask the seller to pay a portion of your closing costs if you're in a seller's market. If you're in a buyer's market, always ask for closing costs. It is always better to pay a little bit more in a purchase price and get thousands of dollars in your pocket. Don't get caught up in the keeping up with the Joneses mentality. It's very easy for you to look at friends and family and see what they have and say, I want that, and what do I have to do to get this and to get that? Buy within your means. Buying a house is supposed to be fun, and a realtor can make or break this entire experience for you. So when you're looking for a realtor, make sure you're finding somebody that has the experience, that's easygoing, and walks around with stacks of $100 bills. Buyer's remorse is a real thing, and the only way to overcome having that cold feet, that second guessing feeling, is by looking at houses. According to the National Association of Realtors, it takes about 8 to 10 homes for a first-time home buyer to feel comfortable about making a purchase of a home. So if you walk into the very first home and you're like, this is it, by the time you're halfway through it, it would not surprise me if you get cold feet. Get in as many open houses as you can as soon as you guys are ready to actually buy a home. Once you do that, you're gonna put yourself in a significantly better position for when the right one does come up. You'll have that confidence so you don't lose it to somebody else. Use credit cards responsibly and keep your balances below 40%. Banks look at this. They want to know that you can build your credit, that you have good credit, and that you can make payments over time, over a long period of time. If you find the house of your dreams while you're looking online and you put an offer in and it slips through your fingers, I promise you there will be another one. Don't give up, and also don't compare everything else you see to that one home. There'll be another, I can promise you, and another in time. You just have to wait for it. You don't need an Excel sheet for all the pros and cons of every single house you go through. Really, when you're looking at homes, you should only be answering one question. Do you see yourself living here? And if you can answer that question, then at that point, you're gonna look at the furnace, the AC, the windows, siding, all that stuff to make sure that it's a good investment. You don't need to overwhelm yourself with all the details of all the houses that you're not really going to buy. So focus on what you do like. Focus on, do you see yourself living there? And at that point, you're gonna have much more fun. Looking for a house should not be viewed as house shopping. Even though that's how everybody calls it, we need to view it as house elimination, feature elimination, style elimination. And if you can do this, you're going to identify what you really like faster, quicker, and then you won't be at risk of potentially losing your dream home or the perfect home for you because you're house shopping and you weren't able to identify exactly what you wanted. So eliminate other homes to find your perfect. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Be sure to give me a big thumbs up if this information was helpful. And in the description below, if I missed anything, if you're a first-time home buyer or you've gone through this process before and there's something that would be of value, put it in the comments below so we can share it with the community here. Guys, in the description is our buyers and sellers guide, completely free to you, that will help you and guide you through this entire process. And until next time, guys, have a great weekend.